Most couples actually think that intimacy starts with romance, but the truth is, it actually starts with friendship. If you felt distant, disconnected, or like the spark in your relationship is fading, it's almost never because you stopped loving each other. It's because you stopped being friends. I often say, you're my lover, you're my friend to Andrew. Friendship is part of your marriage, a very big, important part, and it protects you from resentment, loneliness, and emotional drift. And in this episode, we are going to show you how to rebuild friendship fast, even if life feels busy, heavy, or stretched thin. So stay with us, because the last tool in this episode is one that's going to rebuild closeness in minutes for you and help you feel like friends again. If you've ever found yourself thinking, why do we keep having the same argument, or why does connection feel harder than it used to, you're not alone. Welcome to Marriage, Intimacy and Healing with Andrew and Lara.
We're a husband and wife team, blending science-based coaching and clinical nervous system insight to help couples understand what's really happening underneath conflict, distance, and emotional shutdown.
I'm Lara. I'm an ICF PCC certified coach and educator.
And I'm Andrew, a licensed physical therapist specializing in body, mind, heart integration with extensive experience helping high-performing individuals navigate stress, communication, and emotional regulation.
Together, we help you recognize the patterns that pull you apart and offer practical, grounded shifts that bring you back into connection. Let's dive into today's episode. This week was nuts. We say this a lot, but we're in the craziest season of marriage. We got a kid that's in their last year of elementary, one that's in middle school. For those who are listening in other countries, that's grade 5 and 6. In Australia, it'd be grade 6 and 7.
Transitioning to
tweens,
all those changes.
All of the pressure. And things have been, like, Andrew's job is very demanding, his day job, and it's just, it's been full on.
And you're full of very amazing projects, which makes you very busy. So, we have lots on, all of us individually, and the kids and us, and it's a lot to manage.
Yes. So this week things have felt heavy and routine heavy, and we're both extremely driven, and sometimes we have trouble slowing down and just remembering to do something that's not achieving something. But we had this really great shared moment of laughter that I put into the calendar. Some of you will naturally do this, but it's called FFG night, which means fun family games night. It's a new thing we started doing. We did it on Friday night. My daughter was thrilled to the sky and back. She was so excited about it. I actually I organised it. And we play a fun game, and we also watched a movie. We actually watched Paddington 2, which was lovely. But as I was going down the stairs, I said, Andrew, I don't even feel like doing this tonight because I have so many things that I need to do. And I think you said something similar. It's just so funny because looking back.
Yeah, the to-do list is so high, and you wouldn't normally prioritize this.
No.
But also I could see our nature is to get things done, to achieve more,
and I'm not normally a board game girl. I'm not I normally would rather do something go and see a show or something like that. But I was feeling disconnected from Andrew. He'd been traveling, so we were literally physically apart. And when you feel disconnected, your friendship can feel like it's fading, and you're just kind of doing parallel life together. And I did miss laughing with you for the last couple of weeks because we were just in go mode.
Yep.
But we did this fun night, and Andrew said at the end of it, that was actually so restorative. And I said, I feel all the stress gone. My daughter, who had a challenging week at school for different reasons, said, I forgot all about it, Mum. It was so healing. It made me forget. So this is what we're saying to you, that friendship and cultivating moments to have that fun and laughter and friendship is vital.
Where there's no play, your body's going to I feel tense. My default usually is feeling heavy in my chest, and I feel the sense of I can't lift this burden too much higher. I feel rushed. I feel my mind's flighty, and I feel that I can't think too deeply. I'm not getting very creative.
Yeah.
What about for you?
Oh, well, for me, I think I just feel like it takes joy It takes joy away. And it takes the friendships and the connection out of both us as a married couple, but also our children, our connection with them. Without that fun in there and without that friendship and the places we can cultivate friendship, it starts to feel like it's more about let's get things done and let's function rather than let's actually enjoy each other. Yeah. And friendship is enjoying each other, right? Yeah.
Now I can see some of the thoughts or where my head's going is to say, well, lasting intimacy in marriage, often that makes me think of the passionate intimacy, the passionate physical intimacy maybe. Yeah. And we think really that is built from a friendship point of view, and it is built because of doing friendship, doing fun. Well, I felt so restored after this
FFG night.
FFG night. I went up and just from a busy time, and I could see Lara was overloaded. That really burdens me, and seeing this to-do list that's so huge, and feeling a lot of the pressures of recent projects we're doing, I could just switch off and I felt normal again. And it can seem like that's denial or it's avoidance of what you're facing. No, we've got the to-do list and we're achieving that as of yesterday. But the FFG night, I felt normal again. I felt really close to her. It's amazing what effect it has. So it's not just physical intimacy of the spark of I've got to give her gifts to get that or whatever. We achieve this through a very holistic and a very wide range of things in our relationship.
It's opportunity for friendship, and you want to be creating that because it can be really natural amongst life for your friendship to sort of suffer. Friendship equals the strongest predictor of lasting marriage, according to research. Wow. Emotional safety is built through connection, not romance. So it's lovely at the beginning to be wooed, and it's even lovely when Andrew brings me flowers. But research says that that's not the predictor of a lasting long marriage. It's actually friendship and our connection, and we are best friends. We absolutely are. And there's a Harvard study that said that play reduces cortisol and increases connection hormones. So by us playing on Friday night, literally we played a game and then we watched the movie after that with the whole family, we felt that cortisol go down and we definitely felt more connected. But there's actually connection hormones going on as well. Wow. So there's a physical reality going on, which of course you would understand. So you might be asking, why does friendship fade in your marriage? Because this is why. Life becomes practical, stress replaces lightness, emotional bids, that's when you're leaning towards each other or saying, hey, do you want to have a coffee together on the back porch? Or hey, do you want to go on this walk with me? Or things like that. Those things you go, oh, I don't want to do that. Or last night, classic example, Andrew had his friends had a fire pit night. I was maxed. I was like, I don't want to go, but I'll go for you, babe. But he had an emotional bid for connection with me that I said yes to. It was actually lovely. And we just decided, okay, we'll just go for an hour. We'll shorten it down. But friendship fades when you start to miss those bids for connection and you start to drift into these lives that are living side by side instead of enjoying each other and having friendship together. Friendship isn't actually optional. Remember, research says it's predictor of your marriage, whether it will last or your relationship. It's the emotional immune system of a marriage.
What do you mean by that? That's a great thing to say.
It's a metaphor. Metaphors are huge in my coaching world because they open up a way for the brain to see something. So if we're saying that friendship isn't optional, it's part of the immune system, that means it's filtering out and fighting out the things that could make us sick in our marriage. Beautiful metaphor. Thank you for digging into that. When friendship weakens, everything else becomes harder, like the immune system. Conflict, intimacy, communication. Without that friendship, it all becomes harder. So what does losing friendship look like in our body?
Well, in our body, we could have a range of things. Again, it's quite individual. So if you can think of a time in your life when, even if it's recent, where you know that it's just been go, and the night, a fun night or a games night with friends when you're laughing hysterically and your body's feeling so wonderful with that. When there's a lack of all those things, what's coming up in your body? What do you remember feeling in your body? So between us, I would know that there's a bit less eye contact and we're just heads down going for it. And I don't really want to look at her because she's disappointed that we were so busy, or I haven't initiated to do more of these things, or I'll feel that it's my fault that we're so busy and all these things.
It's interesting because eye contact is intimacy.
Yeah.
And so to avoid it because you're scared of each other's feeling toward each other is something to lean into for sure. A
little less smiling, and then there'll be a slower recovery from things that are busy and things that happen. You'll react a bit more. You find your mind's a little less curious, a little less creative when it comes to things happening with your kids or things happening with friends. And I think emotionally just a numbness sort of feeling. There's a lack of happy hormones, I call it. So that's the endorphin. They're running through your body, running around like little happy things. But that's released when you're in those happy places. Serotonin is released when you've had even a nice warm glass of milk, or it's released after you've done some deep tissue massage. Maybe you've had something for you, putting a heat pack on your neck, or physical therapy treatments will release all of those things. Finding these things that make me happy, balance out my system. It's like filling up the tank of all the things that fill me up, and these are some of them, rather than all the things that drain my tank.
And without filling ourselves up on the things that actually do restore us and give us that restoration, we love that word. We actually run not-for-profit department, Creative Restoration International. So that's what we do. We're about restoring marriages and lives. But what's interesting to me is that we're so good at dysfunctional ways of numbing and helping, but we're not always that good at what actually will work. But what's interesting is you've done a lot of study into fascia tension. Have you heard about play literally softens the fascia tension and increases oxygen flow, which is really interesting to me.
Yeah,
and
I know
body
that
becoming more open.
They're talking about fascia, the connective tissue over muscles and between muscles and tendons through our body.
Like the cling film over a muscle, right?
Yeah, it's very thin and it connects our bodies. It's often very tight when we stretch or move if we've been still, but it tightens up in certain nervous system states. So many very over-flexible bodies, and people that I treat particularly would, if you're listening, you'd probably say, I'm not sure if just being playful and having fun would just literally loosen this stuff. And I'd probably agree with you in some ways, but the vagal activation, so the vagus nerve activation, that sympathetic drive does tighten fascia and does connect certain muscle groups in our body to tighten, and that will tauten fascia. So there is some restriction in our body and knock on with our body. Definitely. Yeah. So games night would just put our head in a different state. It affects our nervous system, and it does shift that sympathetic nervous system drive. So
So when your body actually relaxes, your emotional availability increases towards each other, and intimacy actually becomes so much easier. So put yourself in a place where your body is relaxing, and you will find that you will have more bandwidth for each other.
That's great.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
We need bandwidth for each other.
Yeah.
All right, some practical tools that you can take away and try this week. 5 minutes of fun. Be intentional. Tiny playful moment. This is some ideas. You could put on a fun song. Honestly, sometimes we do this. Put on a fun song and the whole atmosphere in the house shifts. Right now at this time of year, seasonal songs are on. There could be an inside joke. If you don't have any jokes, you could get a good old dad joke book, which we have, which is always a laugh at the table. You could go for a quick walk together. That always does us a world of good. And little things, the reason that these things matter, that they actually are not something an optional extra, is because microplay will trigger that dopamine in you, which is going to help with connection in terms of the science of how your body works.
Dopamine is that pleasure seeking, or that
you know what dopamine is. Like, there's a book called Dopamine Nation. It's like we are addicted to it. We get a dopamine hit from scrolling through social media. We get a dopamine hit when we eat chocolate, if we like chocolate. So we want to find healthy ways to enjoy that dopamine release, which is just part of how we're wired.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So one good friendship question another tool you can take away is that to say, what's one tiny thing that could feel fun for us this week?
Yeah, I love that question.
That just shifts you literally from task mode to fun mode.
Yeah.
Some
Again,
of you are just wired like this.
You're wired like this.
You're just like, you're doing fun all the time and everything's geared around fun, and that's not an issue for you to put that
That's
in.
true.
I understand that. And then there may be some balance between your achieving certain goals or whatever else and, getting things done or whatever else. But for us, quite task driven, quite wanting to get things done, it's a challenge for us just to put it in the calendar. But
yeah, and it is in the calendar. It's on the fridge. We know when we're having our FFG nights, fun family game nights. We made that night up. We think it's great. And it's FFG because it could be a board game or it could be a film, but the board game was actually probably more restorative and more laughter, which was so lovely. All right, another tool is shared curiosity. This is just foundational for a healthy marriage, this one, where each names one curiosity, because curiosity reactivates the early dating energy when you are fascinated with each other, and it reactivates that emotional intimacy. And a classic example of that today, Andrew was feeling some feelings so he was out building a retaining wall this morning in our yard, and he had some feelings he was feeling about a situation, and I actually leaned into that and said, what's coming up for you, babe? And we talked about it, and I do hope that you felt heard. I didn't try and fix it. I just was curious about it. And Andrew named it straight away because we've gotten really good at this over the years. He's like, I'm feeling this. I know it's not true. But it was so good. But you still have that curiosity, lean in.
Yeah, because if she left it and just said, oh, Andrew's got to sort that out, I'd rather not bring that up or whatever.
Yeah.
I just feel alone in it. Yeah. And I'll work it out. And, I'll do my normal thing and I'll be my happy self. But I felt more connected to her, and that was just a great moment. Yep. Another curiosity thing is to say, let's grab a little glass of wine or whatever you like to relax to, and let's just, go to this side of the house and just have 10 minutes and ask something about that week. And it might be different than the chaos of kids running around or the normal routine that you have, and a breaking routine that way could be cool. I just thought that's so true. So the takeaway in this episode is that your marriage isn't falling apart because you have stopped loving each other. It's because something is going on in the friendship area, and when you can address that, you'll find that you'll be able to rebuild the connections brick by brick. So a reflection to take away this week, a little task, is what small fun moment can we bring into this week that will help build our connection? Maybe it's just with your spouse, but it also might be with your whole family, like we did on Friday night. I want to say I appreciate that it might sound quite jovial and quite fun and quite, that's nice. That's a nice thing to do. But this is powerful, and we understand that some of you might be in quite difficult times with your marriages. Yeah. And there's a lot more going on. There's layers of hurt and resentment, that sort of thing, that are laid into this that makes these gestures, makes this harder. Yeah. So this is actually fighting for your marriage. These little things are actually, hey, let's move in this direction. Let's do something for our body. Let's do something for our marriage here that we can do tangibly. And we know this works. And we know there's a lot of wonderful science behind this. So it's small, workable and very successful things that can really shift your marriage.
Yeah. So head to andrewandlara.com or the show notes of the platform you're listening on and download our freebie, the BMH 3-Minute Marriage Reset. 3 minutes to do a quick science-back shift of something in your body, your mind, and your heart. This is something, it's a PDF. It goes straight to your inbox. Just fill in your email, straight to the inbox, download it, print it out, put it on your fridge, and start doing it. It's a really busy time of year, and the friendship moments really matter amongst the hustle and bustle as we are in the holiday season. Share this with someone that you love. If you're listening and your spouse isn't with you, share it with your spouse or a couple that you know could really do with some extra support in their marriage.
It'd be great if you could follow us and click the follow link.
Yes.
And on all the different mediums this is on.
Subscribe, follow, share. And we will see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye. Thanks for joining us on today's Marriage, Intimacy and Healing. If this episode supported you, we'd love for you to download our free 3-minute BMH Marriage Reset at andrewandlara.com. It's the quickest way to shift out of stress and back into connection. And for deeper support and to explore our resources and coaching, you can find everything at andrewandlara.com.
Before you go, Following the show or sharing this episode with another couple really helps more people find this kind of support, and we're so grateful when you do.
We're Andrew and Lara, and we'll see you next week.